Recording.
Jordan doesn't have a mic today.
He could just yell, and then you hit the.
You ready? Been ready my whole life.
And there's our clap.
I hear him clapping. Jeez.
Welcome to the Progress Over Everything podcast, episode 020.
Why do you have like a weird napkin in front of you?
I was washing my hands.
I like how you like styled it with an axe.
That's proof that
reason.
I wash my hands, though.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a tissue, don't
Because
you?
it's wet.
blow
No,
your nose with
it's
that?
legit.
Oh.
Damp. You want?
You're a weird kid. No.
I apologize for my lisp today. For anyone listening, I'm going to try not to talk too much.
Your lisp?
Tell them
Yeah.
why.
I got Invisalign. It's been less than 24 hours that I've had it, and I'm in pain.
You're in pain?
Yeah, beauty is pain is beauty is a sacrifice or something. I have to endure all this in my mouth so I could look better. Right? Beauty costs money. Isn't there a quote like that? Pain is beauty. Jesus. You knew what I was trying to say.
Why don't you help him out, bud? He's a mess over here.
We're just listening to all the words coming out.
All my words just sound better now. My radio voice. Welcome.
Thanks, buddy. Well, Dana's here.
How?
where-
She
Hit
managed
the-
to get here.
Hit it, hurry up. Hit it. This one you could fade it out.
Perfect. Perfect.
Wow.
We don't have much time because
No.
Dana was 24 minutes late.
I have a lot of stuff.
Very on brand for Dana.
Hey, I told you guys. I warned you. There was a lot going on. There's
Yeah.
a lot going on at the farm.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a solution to that, which is wake up earlier, but
I woke up at 6.
and
Ruby needs fresh cut
the farm's a lot, dude.
vegetables.
Fresh
you know.
cut vegetables. In the
She
morning?
really likes it.
Oh,
And
okay.
Yeah, the
the
farm.
correlation to her not feeling better, and then I started giving I was like, we were gonna put her down
Yeah.
last week. I was gonna put her down Monday. I was like, well, let's let her last day be amazing. So I cut up all these veggies like beets and celery and carrots and apples and all sorts and she gobbled it down. I was like, oh my God. So I gave her another one in the middle of the day, gobbled it down, and then she was up and walking.
Damn.
I
So,
took
yeah.
her off all medication. She's obviously not walking well,
Mhm.
but she was really out of it, falling over, nodding off. And I brought her back to life.
Yeah, Dana's like a doctor.
Hey, goat whisperer.
I am the vet now.
Yep.
Fresh vegetables every morning does sound like a better life, regardless of your situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to you're not supposed to. They need to forage, but it got her up and moving because they're higher in sugar and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. So she
Feeling
gets that every single morning. She gets a boost of all sorts of
Hell yeah.
yumminess.
A little veggie buffet.
A
Start the
little
day.
veggie buffet. Oreos in the garage right now.
What's that?
Ugh,
You know
it's-
when this is our marriage podcast
Uh-huh.
because it's gonna release, and then a couple days later we've been married 18 years.
Yep.
And I always see guys that are like, she just pays way more attention to the kids. And they say that.
Uh-huh.
90% of Dana's day and life revolves around the farm.
Yeah.
And the other 10% is lifting weights. She's pretty
Yeah, to
dialed.
all
It's not
you
bad life.
people that think
Yeah.
I just lift weights for a living.
Nope.
Nope, I am cleaning up poop. I had to clean up all Oreo's poop. I didn't want her walking in it.
I had to clean up Kaya's piss and urine this morning
Oh,
in the house. Not even part of the farm. This inside dog. It's really.
She's also she's 14.
How old's Cat Fort? That's
Yeah, she's 100, and she's like 100 years old
She's 14. She
Damn.
sometimes has accidents.
every single night.
she's when did
No.
you guys get her? When she was a puppy,
Uh,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
2000
7 weeks old. Yeah, we
Damn, so
rescued
she's
her.
almost been around the whole
It's been a
animal.
lo- she was 2010. We got her. So yeah, she's at least 15. Dana likes to
No,
say she's younger.
no, it was 2011 because the only reason I know that is it was the year I did, I think, New York Pro or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn,
Because we got her
so-
right before New York Pro.
Well, and I know that it was in 2011 because we got her when we.
So
were,
it might have been 2012.
No,
I can't remember.
okay.
You're going the opposite direction.
Well, I go by. I have photos of her in the original warehouse that we were only in for, I think, 7 months, which we moved out of that warehouse in 2010. So if I have photos of Kaya in 2010 in our original warehouse,
I disagree.
This is a
I
perfect.
disagree because New York Pro, remember we had the makeshift little I was with MHP and we did like an MHP like workout thing because we had the little workout corner. It wasn't very much. It was just a couple barbells. And look up
I
when
think the
New York
earliest picture I could think of Kaya is like her on the back of the Tundra.
yeah, at the old warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's
like the oldest or the furthest back photo I can envision.
yeah. I incorporated the company in June 2009.
Damn, I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of this
I feel
after
like-
this episode.
Okay, we need a fact. You should
Then
be
into
fact checking.
2010, we were in that warehouse. We signed a year lease. We left 8 months
What was that,
early.
Wummelsdorf?
No, that was before Wilmersdorf. So 8 months early we left.
Okay.
And then 2011, we were in Wilmersdorf. 2000, and we were there for a year, which then Dana won Olympia in 2013, right?
Yes.
Which she prepped out of the large warehouse.
Yeah.
So if we're really looking at those timelines,
I don't know. I
Yeah,
need
who
a
knows?
fact checker.
Damn, so
Whatever.
the warehouses are all like
Okay,
your
so
benchmarks for time frames.
yeah, because we were in everything less than a year up until the big one. Now, the only reason I say that is because Dana always says Kai is 14, and I'm just trying to prove the point that with it being 2025, and if we got her in 2010, that would make her.
Well, then gives her even more of an excuse that she peed.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
But I don't
Kaya.
think she's 15.
Okay, she's 12. Whatever.
Regardless, she's old,
Yeah, she's old.
but she's still spring chicken. I just like saying stuff with this. Do I sound different?
A little bit. Yesterday,
just
I was
the
wondering
S's,
what
I
was wrong
guess.
with you.
And then you quickly realize.
spring chicken.
I was like, he's
Spring
probably just in
chicken.
a weird mood.
No,
Or he's been drinking a little bit or something.
no, this is me for the next 18 months. So
18 months you're
yeah,
like this?
just as long as your guys, but in months instead of years. See
Yes.
that? I
But
tied it all together.
it's really cool because you can't
You
see
can't
it all
tell, but there's
unless
like,
you're like super close.
there's little, I forget what they call them, but essentially like anchors they put on your teeth. They're all shaped different ways, and that's what helps the mouth, the trays push the teeth. And there's one on my front tooth, and when I smile a little, you can see it.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
you
like
got to be like
that.
really close.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be done smiling for a little while.
Good.
I've already kicked some bad habits. Biting my nails.
Uh-huh.
Can't do it anymore.
Yep.
Because it's just like, oh, that's weird. Late night snacking.
Okay.
Energy drinks and sodas are gonna have to take a cut back because then I have to anything other than water. I have to take these out and brush.
Jeez.
And I'm not good at taking them out.
You're like a
I'm
a
helpless.
monk.
A monk? Why they don't? Because they practice like none of that stuff.
Yeah,
That's about to be me. Yeah.
kind of what you're like. And now you're on the golf season because you ran.
My running is over. My career is
You
done.
retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The A6. My little brother said I should run them over with my lawnmower as like a retirement instead of throwing them over the wire.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, I feel like that would destroy
With your
things.
0
But like to
turn.
really just
Don't do
like
that. Don't
these
do
are
that.
done.
Don't do
Fuck
that.
these shoes.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I'm on to golf season.
All right.
What about you guys?
On what is it? Monday. We've
Yeah.
been married 18 years.
On Memorial Day, 18 years.
18 years.
Oh, yeah, because Memorial Day changes.
It changes. Yeah, we didn't get married on Memorial Day.
I was born on Memorial Day.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were probably born on Memorial Day at some point.
Actually,
or not born on, but your
Yeah.
birthday has
All our
to.
birthdays and anniversaries. It's a pretty big week for
So
us.
Monday is the 18-year wedding anniversary. Your birthday's Tuesday. Your birthday's Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the same year, or you guys were born the same year,
Yeah.
and then married in 2000. Quick
7.
math.
7.
7.
Yeah.
Damn, I was a sophomore in college. What were you doing? You were right out of college, or no?
Pretty.
Had to be
I
a
mean,
couple
pretty
years.
like a year. We got engaged while we were still in college, where I was. Or no, we
I
still were
wasn't
in
in
that
college.
apartment. You weren't.
Yeah. I collectively didn't really go to college.
Not really.
I was, like, enrolled.
He was there, but
I was
not
enrolled.
You're
there.
physically
I was
there.
enrolled
was
for 2
physically-
years in college, but I think I only went the first year.
And you went to nutrition class.
And yeah, I went to nutrition class where she was. And then my second attempt at college was art school.
Yeah.
And it took me like 6 months to realize I was retarded. I was like, this is dumb. And so I left there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And
But
then
it
what?
was somewhere in there.
You guys weren't living together. You just got married. Flag and Frail didn't exist.
No,
No, we were living
we
together.
were living together when we were in college.
Was
We,
this
like,
the Eggo house?
We had an
Yeah, we
apartment.
lived together in that house for a little bit, and then
We had an apartment first.
when we got engaged, I was like, oh, we need a house, right?
Okay.
That was the thought, and so like I rushed in. We bought a house in Reading, but it was like it was weird, man. We had all these rules when we first started, where
Yeah.
it was like, well, we should be homeowners, so we move into our house the same time that we get married, and then
Well,
this is how it goes.
because what if you get stuff? What are you gonna do
You
with
gotta
your
put your
stuff?
blender somewhere.
I gotta
your-
put my
and your
toaster
decorative
somewhere.
bowls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yo, we
And,
got a lot
you're
of
basically
decorative
just
bowls.
going by like what you know is like this is the standard. Need to be married. Need to like these. are all
the
the
white picket
boxes.
fence. Then you
Yeah.
have kids, and then this and
Yeah.
that, and
We fucked it all up.
yeah, we messed it up. We got the house. That
Good
was cool.
first step.
Yeah, we got the house.
I lived in the house.
You lived. Everyone
My-
lived in
Dana's
the
my
house.
brother
brother-
lived in the house.
Drew lived in the
I
house.
think Mike Perez lived in the house for a little bit.
He did.
Yeah. That's my problem is I get these houses and then everyone just lives in them.
That is has been a problem of yours. Now, if you actually think about it,
it's been a huge problem. 'Cause
no one ever lived in the other Reading
people
house.
don't think of me as nice,
Uh-huh.
but like
He's a
it's
nice
because
guy.
I'm not forward facing nice.
but
but I
he'll
love
do
problem
anything for
solving.
you.
So
Yeah.
like if you don't have a car, I'll like give you a car.
Yeah.
Or like if you don't have some place to stay, I'm like, well, you can stay here. And the problem with that is it
Then you have
normally
people living in-
backfires on me.
Yeah.
Like people like ruin your stuff and leave.
Mhm.
And then
Or they don't leave and
Or
they
they
just
don't
live in
leave.
your house.
They
You
don't
don't
leave.
Fuck.
And you're like,
So,
how do we
At
get
least
him out?
when I lived in your house,
Yours
it
is a
was
short stay.
it was with Jansen,
you're
Yeah.
you're a real person.
and you guys didn't live there.
Yeah.
But you've also had people live in your house while you are also living there,
yeah.
which was me for a little while when we moved here. A little bit different, but
Drew
yeah.
Drew lived with us for a while.
That sounds fun
Yeah.
though.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We went
Having Drew live there was the
it
best
was
time of our lives.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd come home, like they'd come home. I'd have remember the giant enchiladas I used
Yeah.
to make.
Dan used to cook every day.
It was-
And like
but like
yeah.
so much protein.
Yeah, the 90% now that she focuses on the farm,
Used
she
to be
used to
you?
focus on me and Drew like that. Yeah.
Damn. That sounds sick.
Wait, I
Yeah.
still do that.
I know. But we used to get home and it would be like all ready. We'd eat and then go to the gym.
And then we would go to the
Yeah.
gym.
Yeah, you just went to the gym late then.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Oh,
8:00
yeah.
for yeah. We went
Because
late.
we worked all day.
Yeah.
And I had an hour drive to work.
Yeah,
So
Damn.
yeah, the late night gym crew we'd be.
Mm-hmm.
it was fun.
Yeah, it was really, really
Just
good.
not paying. Just
Oh, man.
sneaking in. Drew
No,
told
we
me-
paid.
No, Drew told me. Drew and I had a conversation last week about something where he used to just sneak into that gym and just walk in like.
Oh, he's
Fuck.
one
Oh,
of those
he's
guys?
king
Yeah.
of it.
Not me.
No.
I paid. I always pay for everything.
Drew has a stature to him, and he's so friendly and so
Yeah.
nice, and like what are you gonna say?
I-
But then
to
on the
him?
backside, Drew's like, I'm not gonna
He's a
pay.
little
Yeah.
sneak.
That's funny. I got good rapid fire questions from ChatGPT that I should ask you.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, it was just figured.
You're never prepared for
I
these
know. I
things.
figured I'd come a little prepared
let's do it.
because I didn't know there's not a lot of them, but I think they're fun ones. I think you should answer and then you answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's more romantic?
Me.
I would agree.
All right, that was easy. This game sucks. I'm hoping to get
You want us to argue?
no. At some point, okay, here you go. Who usually apologizes after the fight?
Me.
Yeah.
First to apologize.
Well, he's also the
I'm always first to apologize.
Initiate.
initiate.
I'm first to initiate, but I'm also way more. I'll just talk highly of myself. I'm way more self-aware than Dana, so I'm always paying attention to what I'm doing. So even when I'm being a maniac, like I reflect on it really quick. She doesn't really reflect on how she acts.
It's not a refund. It takes me a lot longer to analyze. Like he's so fast.
Yeah, I feel like,
Like-
if you're gonna start, if you know you're about to start a fight before a fight
Oh, and
happens,
he
you're aware of it.
purposely. He knows exactly what
Yeah.
he's saying.
But I would say like even over the last month, right? Like we haven't fought this month. No, we don't fight really, but we haven't fought this month. But I still every single day take inventory of like how I'm acting, where I'm falling short, what I'm doing.
Mhm.
And I'm very aware. And I feel like Dana, it's not that she's not, but she has like a very solid heart that she's like all in on the animals right now. So if there's something that's wrong, she's not paying attention to it because her priority is somewhere else.
Right.
So, but I'm obviously have tons of priorities, but I'm always sort of trying to pay attention to like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like, I wish I didn't, but I think I'm just a lot more.
But I say he's very good, even
Self-aware.
when, yeah, like he's in the wrong. He'll know by the next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And like say
apologize
like,
right
hey,
away. Yeah.
shouldn't have did that or what said that.
Best anniversary gift.
Coming to Montana.
Yeah, we used to come to Montana
Yeah.
every single year.
It's kind of
for-
what like
yeah,
started all
we
this,
never
right?
actually did gifts, but we used to. That's kind of why we're here. Is a long time ago for Christmas because we didn't have money because we
Mhm.
were house broke because we were only 23, bought a house because that's what you're supposed to do. For Christmas, Mr. Romantic Guy, see, we didn't have money to like go spend on Christmas presents, so he got me like this manila envelope. And it was like printouts and like pamphlets of like Glacier National Park. He's like, one day I'm gonna take you here. Like the next year for Christmas, like I think we bought like sleeping bags and then a tent. And by the 4th year, we were good enough. Me, him, Drew, and Jen came out to Montana, and then that was like our tradition for.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 years.
Yeah, I
6
think
years.
that you can look at that two ways, right? I gave her IOUs
Uh-huh.
for Christmas.
I
which-
loved it.
Which it wasn't IOUs, but I think the biggest thing that I'm good at is dreaming.
Mhm.
And Dana wasn't the best at dreaming.
I'm still not that great.
Not that great.
Not
But
that great.
I had to like introduce her to dreaming.
No,
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
it's like, so we can either look at it as I gave her IOUs for Christmas or I gave her a vision board.
Yeah.
And like I gave her a vision board for Christmas. And I think that I do that a lot.
I think it's cool, like, and to show, like, we both understood, like,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting anything. Like, we both weren't in a situation where we're going to spend, like, lots of money. And it was like, it was something to, like, look forward to, something
Yeah.
to plan for, which,
Even if it was like 3 years. in the
even if
future.
it was 3 or 4 years later,
Plus,
it
too,
was
like,
really awesome.
At the time in both of your careers, lives, all of that, traveling was
not, an
not
option.
something you do, right?
It
Like
wasn't-
I didn't know travel until I started working here. It was like, wait, I could just go on a plane and go wherever I want tomorrow.
Well, we didn't have, I mean, at that point in time, we didn't have a hot water heater.
yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
So coming to Montana was
so like, and the hot water heater was like what, $400 or $500 to fix.
Mhm.
And like, it was just broken.
So we had
And
to go to the gym to shower.
So we used to shower at the gym every single day. And the thought was like looking at our financials was like, okay, for us to save up $300 is going to take 4 months.
Yeah.
So for the next 4 months, we have to shower at the gym. That's before I realized like utilizing my skill set independently could make money.
because at this time you were at QVC.
Well, I wasn't really freelancing because I didn't really understand freelancing.
Yeah.
And I was still stuck in the thought process of like, well, I have a job.
Right.
And my job pays me $34,000 a year. So that's all I get.
Mhm.
Like, so if I look at my finances, by the time we do mortgage, car payment, insurance, cell phones, internet, food, gym, there was like $100 left. So like, not only did we not think about like traveling because, okay, even if we could spend $100 on a plane ticket, like we couldn't afford to stay somewhere,
Yeah.
but like we didn't even think about going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Like there was no thought of like, let's go out to dinner. It just didn't exist. Or like, even let's stop and get fast food. Like no thought of that whatsoever. Until I figured it out.
Until you were
Yeah,
like, hey, I
until-
can do stuff and not just work.
Until I did a little bit of freelance and I was like, wait a second. So I can work at night and make more money. So like I'm not limited to $34,000 a year. I can make $34,000 a year from one job and then I can make an extra 14 grand a year from freelancing. Cool, I'm going to freelance.
Yeah.
And that's when I started doing photography and things like that. And then that all came together and was like, wait, I can start a business?
Yeah.
Cool. And then travel became mandatory.
Yeah. Damn. All right.
You got to ask a question, one that Dana is more, because I got the first two.
Did
Because
Dan-
everything's a competition, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Here's a good one.
Not supposed to be.
It is, though.
This will go to Dana. If you had to relive 1 year of your marriage,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
kind of a tough one.
1 year.
Like one specific.
And you can't change it. You just have to,
I guess we can make up that parameter.
yeah, like, So could I go back to a year and change that year, or do I have to go back and just relive it? Let's do relive it. Like, you have to experience the same exact year.
I'd like to relive our wedding, and I wish I could change it.
You can't change it.
I know, but still,
Why,
I don't remember it.
Oh,
Like that whole year, I think.
like that first year of being married, just kind of blurry.
Oh God, but I would want to change everything. We had no
Can't you
friends.
just
We weren't allowed to. I think we.
You were working at school at that time?
Yeah, I was teaching, and then also doing like personal training on the side. I worked at Gold's Gym. Yeah, you don't make any money as a teacher.
Yeah.
So on my prep shifts, I was like writing diet plans and stuff.
And that's the year you're picking?
It's a weird year to pick.
No, I think I'm just thinking because I just want to change it.
You want to change it, yeah.
But I don't remember the
Do you have
wedding
one?
at all.
Yeah, I think I would go back. There was a point in time, again, I don't know which year it was, but probably like 2014 or something like that, to where we were doing adventure tour.
Mm-hmm.
We were living in the warehouse. We were throwing the
This
camps.
was 14.
We had the Speed Warhouse going.
Yeah.
And looking back now, it's just like there was so much chaos
So much.
that I would like to just go. I'd want to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, relive it, but also watch it. It wasn't like the best year, as far
I feel like that was
as far as our marriage goes.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it was the best year, but it's something I'd like to experience again.
2013 and 14. See, he's really good at these. He's so fast. I have to like process and think.
Are you changing your answer now?
Well, I would say I'd like to relive 2013. I was on
So nothing.
I was
to do
on
with
my
marriage,
game.
More to do with her wedding
I would.
Olympia. Yeah.
I want to feel like
You notice
Let's
I
see
didn't
what
say
it-
2013 because like my life sucked.
Yeah, you were what? Just getting buried?
I was managing her. I was doing all of her content. I think I was still doing her uploading at that point in time.
Mhm.
I was doing everything for her.
And then
flag.
2014,
And I didn't get to
think
lift
you
weights.
took over.
Yeah, 2014 is when I came in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get to lift weights because that's when my fitness career ended.
Yeah.
Because I just had to like hold a camera the whole time, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh, now I'm a camera guy, husband, support
No,
system.
we trained together.
See,
It was
she should go
awesome.
back and relive those years and
Yeah.
pay attention.
To remember.
Yeah. You were so jacked though.
Yeah,
How did you?
I was on a lot of gear,
But you were so jacked.
and I was eating so much, and like I wasn't lifting much, but my lifts were as
Heavy
heavy.
I mean,
as
that was
possible.
like-
Yeah.
I feel like you were. That was like 300
I
pound
was
Rob
300
Bailey.
pounds. Yeah,
Yeah.
When I picture
huge.
2014, all I could picture is you eating General Tso's chicken like every day.
yeah,
But like overhead pressing like 275.
yeah.
Just being like that guy.
Yeah,
So
just really strong. Yeah.
Like I've never.
That's compliment.
It's yeah.
Okay, so she wants to see me strong and big again.
Yeah.
Not little Rob Bailey we got now.
I like big.
I like these questions.
Let's see what else I got.
They're very thought provoking.
ChatGPT knows you guys. Thank God Google and the internet has really, it's like, here's some directed questions toward them and their careers and all these different things. But these were just like some fun ones I grabbed. Favorite date night activity and how's it changed over the years?
Favorite date night. Well, I like eating. We do date nights. Have we done other things?
This is your question.
Wait,
Like other than going out to eat, you're saying, in terms of like date night?
well, I just like I like doing fun things.
Yeah.
Like we're always around each other, so
Yeah.
like even at work and like even photo shoots, it's always doing rad shit. I like just being outside. So camping is probably my favorite thing because
good
it's
one.
like
Yeah.
by yourself. Your phones don't work. Going up to Pole Bridge, it's like my favorite place. Kaya's with us, so I would say probably like just camping
Damn,
and
she
being
beat my
outside.
answer on that one.
Was that yours? Or is
No,
that
that
just
one's better than mine. That one's better than mine because we don't do that often. And date nights for us, a lot of times, like just go out to dinner. Let's just
Yeah.
make sure we do that. I was gonna say that date night for me, it's not really date night, but there's this weird thing that we get to do in hotels, which is like watch TV.
Oh,
And
murder!
we just watch whatever. But I think our lives are so crazy that the moments when we get to go to a hotel and it's like
lay in
chaos
bed.
all day, and you get back and there's like, for me, a lot of it's like, oh, well, there's nothing for me to do. Like, I'm not going to
Yeah.
sit down and design or do work. So it's like, let's just watch TV together.
And we watch
And
murder.
we watch whatever murder shows she wants to watch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I think that's it for me. That's always like because you know, I don't even really watch it. I just lay there and I don't have to. And,
Yeah,
you know,
because
It's
even like
such a luxury having a TV. Well, we don't have a
Yeah,
TV
we
in
don't
our
at the house,
bedroom,
yeah.
so when we go to a hotel,
yeah.
it's like
So that's it.
favorite
for me,
thing
but-
to do
on.
is
What movies come out in the last 12 years that I've missed that I can finally watch?
Watch-
No, she
watching
just
TV in
watches
bed.
like Snapped and stuff like
Oh,
that.
just whatever.
First 48. all
First
mo-
48 is pretty good.
Yeah, I like
That's not bad.
just murder.
The other thing too, like when you guys travel, like as fun as or appealing it might seem to people, oftentimes you're also traveling with other people. So like a lot of the travel from like 2014 to 2018 or when we moved here, I was there.
You were
Yeah.
in
We
the
were
hotel
in
room.
the same room.
Because even when we started to travel, and that's the crazy thing, was like we never thought traveling was an option.
hmm
And then as soon as traveling was an option, it was like, okay, we're traveling, but Austin's sleeping on
With
the
people,
floor
yeah.
or whatever it was. So that was the weird thing about like that block of 5 years. It's like we never even had our own hotel room.
We
Which
were
was
always in
crazy,
the same
yeah.
room.
And then we also lived in the warehouse for
We also lived in the warehouse
several
for
years.
a
Yeah.
few
We
years,
wake up to Juan Carlos playing music on his phone.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like you're waking up in the warehouse and you're walking past people who are working to go to the bathroom to brush your teeth because like you don't have a bathroom.
Yeah.
It's just like the public.
I'm not even sure if people knew that like I lived there. They would just assume that I was at work before them and then I was staying later than them. And
Yeah.
I don't like they knew that I had a bed in the office.
Mhm.
But like I wonder if they actually knew that like, oh, Rob sleeps here every night.
Yeah, I didn't know until I obviously saw it on my first day.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got one more question. Somewhat simple one. One song that defines your relationship.
One song that that's gonna take me a while. Do you
Maybe
have
that's
one?
not simple. Maybe that's a.
can't
So
even
Dana
think of-
crashed my car when we first started dating.
Uh-huh.
And we had As I Lay Dying just came out, their album.
Okay.
And the CD in there, the song we always had on repeat. And I don't remember what was playing when she crashed, but it was like one of the first times in my life that I felt a real need to like step up and truly take responsibility.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not going to say what happened because I feel like it's illegal.
What?
Don't say it then.
Yeah, don't say it.
Tell me later
anyway.
for sure.
So, oof, I already incriminated myself. Come to think of it. Anyway, we had a big car accident. The car rolled 6 times,
Uh-huh.
and Dana got pretty messed up. I dislocated my shoulder and some stuff, but I remember like there was a bunch of things tied to that where it was like, ooh, I need to step up and do these things.
Yeah.
And I think that song for me is tied to that car accident.
What was the song? You said As I Lay Down.
It was
Forever?
just Forever.
That's the
Yeah,
name of the
Forever by
song.
As I Lay Dying, track number 4, on like their debut album. I think the album came out in like 2004 or 5, which is like right when the car accident happened. But I remember like that was my first. I have to make this decision, make this decision, make this decision. So like talking to the police and all sorts of things. But that was like my first big time that I was like, ooh, I need to like watch out for her.
Yeah. Damn.
I feel. Can you really get in trouble? That was so long ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what statute
People
of
still get
limitations are.
canceled for
Yeah, I
things.
know.
that
No,
were
it's not.
30
It's not.
years
It's not a
ago.
cancel thing. It's just
Actually incriminating.
Yep.
You're like, we were driving and I was drunk as shit and I flipped this car
Oh
over
no,
a
definitely
million
not.
times.
no.
You were still straight edge at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
So there's so many songs, but there's one that when I hear it, it always brings back a memory, and it's The Used.
Mm.
Because we used to listen. What's that?
What's the song?
Our time to
Yeah, yeah.
shine.
Taste of Ink is it called?
Taste
or
of
something
Ink. Yeah.
Like that?
We
Uh,
could put a little playlist together for this.
yeah. So it was The Used. We were still in. He used to pick me up in your purple Accord at the time,
Mhm.
and we would just drive around. And we could stop at Wawa. But for some reason, that song,
Just
he used to make me mix.
it was like the song of the summer.
Yeah.
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 And-
I went to
and
go
that
get
was
my car
good
painted
time.
blue.
And it turned out like Periwinkle.
Yeah, I went to go get my car painted blue, and I went to pick it up, and it was purple, and I was like, what happened? And they're like, sometimes colors mix different, and I was like, no. And we went out and hold the thing to it, and it was like clearly they painted it the wrong color.
Damn.
And being that I didn't have any money, I was like, well, I'm not paying for this. And they're like, well, we're going to repaint it. I was like, no, dude, I can't be without a car. And in my head, I was like, I'm just going to get it.
Free purple paint.
So I got a
job.
Yeah.
free purple paint job. But Yeah, that was like the song of the summer for us. Like it was.
He used to make me little mixtapes,
Yeah.
CDs.
Well, back in the day, right?
Yeah, it was the only option. You had to go
Yeah.
on LimeWire and download all the music
Yep.
and hope it didn't have
Burn
like,
it to a CD.
But for some reason,
Yeah.
that song just, and the
Mm.
crazy thing is, I have pictures from that, like nights, and it just reminds me, like,
Yeah,
I was like
sweeping her off,
so in love.
oh,
sweeping her off her
And
feet.
He was so handsome. We didn't do anything. We didn't have money. We'd just
Yeah.
drive around and listen to music.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Yeah.
drink chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
sick.
Wawa chocolate milk.
Hard to beat.
Yeah, and now it's 18 years later. Oh wait, she went back to like before marriage.
Yeah,
so
that
that's
was before marriage.
23 years ago, 24 years ago.
Yeah.
And to celebrate 18 years,
Doing 18% off.
we're doing an 18% off sale.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing a 42% off sale for our birthdays.
Oh
No.
my
We go out of
God.
business.
So this is your chance. If you're looking for overalls, jackets, we're doing the whole site.
The whole entire site.
Whole entire
Everything.
site.
Pretty crazy.
Celebrate with
The
us.
big thing is overalls, because like we never discount overalls.
Yeah.
So if I was you, please don't do this. Just don't even buy the overalls. Buy the other things, so we don't sell
No,
out of
buy
overalls.
all the
No, don't
overalls.
buy overalls.
Well,
Buy
happy-
every color.
I don't want to talk people out of using the deal just because like we already can't keep overalls in stock, and then at 18% off, like we're gonna feel the repercussions of that. It's not the
We
best.
will
We should
never
have
financially.
no, but we should have excluded overalls. But
What fun is that?
yeah,
You guys, it's a celebration.
It's a celebration. Let them live.
Yeah.
Wear
I hope they buy
overalls.
everything but overalls.
We may never financially recover
no,
from
we just
this,
can't.
but
It doesn't make sense. Our margin doesn't make sense anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, but it's only what, 3 days?
3 days. So sale, if you're listening to this on Friday, sale start Sunday at noon. It'll go till Wednesday at noon. So 18% off site wide, no code, no restrictions, no nothing.
Phew, here we go.
Go shop. Happy
right.
18 years.
Wow, it's not for a couple
I'm
days.
excited to renew your guys' vows on Monday as Pastor Austin.
I don't know why you
Is this a
stuck your hand.
handshake?
I was gonna hold your hand, but
Oh,
I'll hold your leg.
You guys did a formal handshake.
review the footage. She was like this, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
very
All right.
romantic over
Yeah.
here.
Good night, Dana.
Say goodnight, Dana.
Good night, Dana.